Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1.
That head. Boom. That's it. That's it. And move your body. That's it. Machine gun. That's it. Let's go. Come on. Beautiful. Come on, Tino. Come on. That's it. That's it. You're the champ. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Push. Hands up. There we go. Come on. That's it. Now let's go. It's fine. Let's go. Come on. Come on, let's push. Come on. Put them together. There you go. Hands up. Let's go. Come on, let's work. There we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. You know, you and that combination, I gotta have that head move. Let's go. Come on. Come on, 30 seconds. Let's go. Unload on this thing. Come on, Tino. Knock the shit on this bag. Let's go. Come on. There you go. That's it. That's it. That's the championship. Beautiful. Come on. Beautiful. Unload. Beautiful. Come on the third. Keep going. Keep digging like that. Come on, push. Time.
So Chewy, try and get behind his leg. Take his leg.
Boxingego, I'm here with Manuel, Tino, and Avila. How you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Now, I'm good. I'm doing real good. So we're in Martinez, California. Big fight card, big fight for you. You're fighting against Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr. What are your thoughts about being on just a big card, Canelo versus Chavez Jr.? That's a big card for Cinco de Mayo weekend. What are your thoughts about just landing on that card?
You know, to me, it's the same as, you know, it's just another fight. You know, it doesn't really matter under whose card it was or what it's on, you know, or the venue or anything. So it's just another fight. Just a good feeling to get a fight.
Now, do you have any history with Jojo Diaz? Have you sized him up? Have you guys sparred in the past? Anything like that?
No, nothing. You know, I've probably only passed by him even one time as a pro. So I don't even know, like, size-wise, like how much shorter or taller I am. So nothing like that. So for us, you know, having a press conference or weigh-ins or whatever time we meet first, and it's gonna be the first for both of us.
Okay. Now, I'm sure you've seen at least a few of his fights. what are your assessments on his skill set and just him as a fighter?
He's a really good fighter, you know, especially for being a left-hander. A lot of left-handers are pretty sloppy, but you know, I see him as one of the goodest, the best fighters as a left-hander. So that's what he got, you know, kind of going for him, and so it's to me, it kind of makes the fight even easier, you know, being a good fighter.
Definitely. Now, your last fight, you fought last year, at the end of last year, against Jose Ramirez. He's been in there with Vasil Lomachenko, Abner Mares, Oscar Valdez. Tell us about that fight. It was a split decision. What did you learn in that fight, and what was your takeaways from that fight?
You know, I learned actually a lot from that fight. You know, especially mentally, I wasn't there. I didn't really train for the fight. So now I kind of know I can't get away with that, you know, not being mentally there or even physically there for, you know, these big-time veterans. And, you know, even though I went into the ring, I should have done a little bit better, you know, trying to fight them off, you know, when I was on the ropes and kind of staying off the ropes. But like I said, I wasn't mentally there, so it was just, I didn't really care of me being on the ropes and just kind of got lazy about it.
What do you rate your performance? What grade do you give yourself for that fight?
Oh, man. I'd probably give myself like a D-.
Okay,
you know?
So what's the difference between this fight? You said you're not really fazed by the moment. You've been doing this since you were 10. So what's the difference for this fight? How are you getting up for this particular fight?
One of the main things is, you know, before I was working full-time construction. This is the first time I won't be working, period.
Oh, so you had a full-time job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was working construction full-time. You know, so this is the first time. This is the first time I'm not working, so it's a good feeling training full time and just working out, you know, getting the rest that I need for this fight.
Definitely. So, Jojo Diaz, it looks like Golden Boy's put some energy in him and his team into promoting him. We're over here in Fairfield. I know Fairfield because I grew up in the same area as you, 707. What's it like to you just being from here and maybe not necessarily our area, not getting the exposure as some of the other areas like Los Angeles and whatnot?
Yeah, it feels great because, you know, you don't hear it too often, you know, other than, you know, from even just being in Northern California, other than Andre Ward, you know, you don't hear anything coming out from out here. You know, it's Andre Ward and Nonito Donaire, and, you know,
and Guerrero.
Ward, well, yeah, Guerrero too. And then, you know, so it's like, and they didn't even really do anything. You know, they became champions, and to me, I want to eventually, even if I'm not as successful as I want to be in boxing, I want to do a promotion. You know, kind of trying to even out the playing field, and out here in Northern California, you know, Fairfield, Vacaville, you know, just this area. So it just feels great, you know. I feel like I'm starting something, you know, and showing people, you know, you don't have to be from LA to be on the top.
And get a marquee fight. And
yeah.
Definitely. Now, how did you get started in boxing? How old were you, and what interested you in the sport of boxing? Did you want to be a boxer at first?
I never had any interest in boxing when I first started. I was just a street fighter. You know, I was always getting in trouble in school for fighting. I was getting, you know, brought home by cops, you know, for being in trouble in the streets.
Oh, wow.
And my dad was embarrassed and kind of upset about that, you know, because I just had so much energy that you know, even putting me in sports didn't calm me down. So he had to put me in a full-time sport that, you know, was every single day for, you know, for the full year, had no off seasons, no breaks, you know. So finally, you know, he talked to one of his friends, and his friends, you know, talked to him about boxing, that his son's doing boxing. So my dad's like, all right, let's give it a try, you know. He asked me, I was like, man, me thinking, I was like, shoot, beat up on some people, won't get in trouble, all right, let's do this. You know, and then kind of just, I stuck with it, and you know, it actually, you know, taught me a lot of discipline. You know, I wasn't that troublemaker anymore. I wouldn't fight with people anymore. I wouldn't, you know, run the streets. I was, you know, real respectful after that. I was, you know, I knew, you know, the things that pretty much the right and wrong. Not even though I knew before, it's just knowing that I learned actually to beat up people, and then I can, it kind of just taught me that, I don't gotta show it. I can just, just be respectful and pretend like I'm not there.
What's the hardest part about being a boxer?
My family and my in-laws, they all take a lot of vacations. Me, I miss out on all those vacations, so that's probably the hardest part. I miss out on a lot of family events and vacations and stuff. So that's probably the hardest part.
They're probably eating good too on their vacation.
Well, yeah, they always eat good. I know one time they went on a cruise, so those cruises, they got those all-you-can-eat.
Yeah, all 24 hours a day. So, you got to make weight.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I've missed out, even when I was younger, I missed out on trips to like Hawaii and stuff, and, actually that was on me. They asked me if I wanted to go to Hawaii or if I wanted to fight, and I chose to fight, and, just because I love the sport so much, and kind of sucks, but that fight that I was training for didn't even end up happening, so I missed out on Hawaii.
For no reason, yeah.
But it was all good, like I said, I chose to miss out, and so I wasn't that upset about it. But yeah, it's kind of just the hardest thing for me.
Now, I heard you had a child. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How has that changed your approach to boxing, or what has that done to your boxing career?
It just motivates me more, and then it makes me think a lot smarter. I'm not just going in there to, take a shot, throw a shot. Now I gotta actually start, picking up my hands and, moving my head a little bit more. I was always a counter puncher, so that's something I've always done. It's just now I just gotta think a little bit smarter, each fight and train a little bit smarter.
If someone, to the fans who've never seen you fight yet, how would you define your style?
I'm more of like a boxer puncher, I just outbox and counter you, but if it comes down to it, that doesn't really work, I can go toe to toe and have no problem.
Now, were there any fighters that you just, as you got into boxing, started looking like taking the career serious and stuff? Were there any fighters that you looked up to, like you just liked their style, not necessarily want to be like them, but you just liked their style, their fight game?
Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. Like when he was in his prime, man, he was just like the greatest fighter to me that there's ever been. He's quick. He can throw 3 hooks, at one time. Where, in a few things in the amateurs, I kind of copied the style. I started throwing triple hooks, and then I as an amateur, I'll do the rooster and then get in trouble for it.
Oh, you did? You tried to do the rooster,
yeah,
the chicken fighting. Yeah.
So it's just, it's just him. I've always, looked up to him. He's an amazing fighter. And, me, I don't see why he still fights, but but in his prime, he was the greatest. Good thing I actually got to take a picture with him one time, so that was a pretty good feeling.
Definitely. Now, I know you signed with Golden Boy. I gotta ask you about the main event: Canelo Alvarez versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Do you have a prediction? Because a lot of people are just on the fence with it.
You know what? I keep telling people, in my eyes, man, it might be the next trilogy, because who knows, because nobody's ever seen Chavez this motivated, this focused. Chavez this motivated, this focused, or even this close to weight, and so it's just, nobody's ever seen him at his full potential, so we'll see what happens, Canelo's an amazing fighter, so and he adapts really quick. So it's just, kind of an iffy fight.
It's a coin toss. I really don't know what I'm gonna pick either.
So, that, to me, I see it might even end up in a draw, and then somebody losing the next one, and then having to kind of even it off for the third one. So it might be, to me, that's why I see it as the next trilogy.
So a Morales Barrera trilogy type of deal, maybe.
Definitely. So.
Are you gonna get to sneak after your fight and watch it?
You know what? I made some T-shirts and bracelets and stuff. So you know, I kind of already made my profit off of it, and so I'm just gonna see if I can go around the crowd and handing out T-shirts, bracelets, kind of, you know, letting people know who I am. You know.
Yeah, definitely. It's a brand. You got to market yourself. In case you guys are watching, make sure you guys pick up one of those Tino shirts.